So, what do you think? After 53 long years, the New York Knicks are NBA champions. For many, this is a moment of pure joy, a celebration decades in the making. The streets of New York are alive with cheers. Tears of happiness are flowing freely. But for others, the question lingers in the air like a stubborn city fog. Did they truly earn this glory, or was it just a lucky break? This is the debate unfolding in sports bars, on talk shows, around dinner tables. This is not just a story about a basketball game. It is a story about waiting, about hope, about what it means to finally reach the top of the mountain. This video will explore that very question. We will look at the facts of their journey. We will examine the smart moves that built this championship roster. We will also dive into the raw emotions that surrounded their victory, filled with incredible comebacks, unforgettable moments. The Knicks did not just win a trophy. They ended the longest championship drought in the history of the NBA. That kind of achievement always comes with a story, and this one is worth telling from every possible angle. It is a story for the history books. The final series against the San Antonio Spurs was a battle of wills. The Knicks won it 4-1, but the score does not tell the whole story. Jalen Brunson, the finals MVP, put the team on his back in the deciding Game 5. He scored a historic 45 points to close out the series. This was not a fluke performance. It was the culmination of a season where he proved he was one of the league's elite leaders. He was the engine of a team that simply refused to lose. Alongside him were his former Villanova teammates, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, who brought a championship pedigree and an unbreakable bond to the court. But even with such a dominant performance, the lucky break argument has its believers. The Spurs held leads for about 72% of the total minutes played in the finals. They were ahead by double digits in every single game. The Knicks, by contrast, only led for about 24% of the series. To some, this suggests the Spurs were the better team but failed to close. Was it the Knicks' clutch play that won the day? Or was it the Spurs' inability to hold a lead? The truth, as it often does in sports, probably lies somewhere in the middle. But for Knicks fans, the answer is simple. They earned it. The 2026 New York Knicks were not built the old-fashioned way. This was not a team that rose to power through high draft picks and patient development. Instead, their path to glory was paved with shrewd trades and strategic free agent signings. The front office made a series of bold moves that transformed the team into a legitimate contender. Of the players in their main rotation, only 2 were original draft night acquisitions for the Knicks: Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride. The acquisition of OG Anunoby in December 2023 was a turning point. His impact was immediate, providing elite defense and timely scoring. Then there was Josh Hart, who joined the team in February 2023. Hart had been on 3 different teams before landing in New York, where he was reunited with his college teammate Jalen Brunson. His grit, his hustle, and his energy became the heartbeat of the team, earning him a special place in the hearts of the fans. The core of the team featured a special connection: Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. They were brothers, forged in the fires of college basketball at Villanova. In 2016, they led an underdog Villanova team to an NCAA championship. That shared experience created a bond that was evident on the NBA's biggest stage. They became the first trio of teammates to win an NCAA title and an NBA championship together. A team can have all the talent in the world, but without the right leader, it can all fall apart. The Knicks' journey to the championship was guided by a crucial change at the top. Last spring, after a disappointing exit in the Eastern Conference Finals, the team made the difficult decision to part ways with coach Tom Thibodeau. His intense style had taken the team far, but the front office felt a new voice was needed to get them over the final hurdle. They found that voice in Mike Brown, who took over as the new head coach and immediately set a different tone for the team. Coach Brown's impact was profound. He brought a sense of calm and confidence to the locker room. He implemented an offensive system that empowered his players, giving them the freedom to make plays while still maintaining structure and discipline. His defensive schemes were innovative and effective, turning the Knicks into one of the league's toughest teams. The Knicks' path through the 2026 playoffs was nothing short of legendary. It was a run that tested their resolve, their skill, and their belief in one another. Tested their resolve, their skill, their belief in one another. In the Eastern Conference Finals, they faced a tough Cleveland Cavaliers team, but dispatched them with a convincing 4-0 sweep. Meanwhile, in the West, the San Antonio Spurs were engaged in a grueling 7-game war with the Oklahoma City Thunder. The stage was set for a finals matchup between two teams that had taken very different roads to get there. The finals series against the Spurs was a classic. In fact, it was the only finals series in the last 30 years where every single game was within 5 points in the final 5 minutes. The San Antonio team won the first quarter of all 5 games by a combined 57 points, yet it was not enough. The Knicks kept finding themselves in deep holes, trailing by double digits in all 5 games. But they never wavered. They erased a massive 29-point deficit in Game 4, a victory that seemed to break the Spurs' spirit. The Knicks outscored them 29-18 in the final quarter of the deciding Game 5, clamping down on defense and making clutch shots to seal the championship. The Knicks finished the playoffs with a 6-2 record in games where they trailed by 10 or more points. It felt like no matter how far they fell behind, they were never truly out of the game. A bitter end. The handshake controversy. As the final buzzer sounded in Game 5, and confetti rained down on the court, the New York Knicks erupted in a celebration 53 years in the making. But amidst the joyous chaos, a controversial moment unfolded that would be debated for days. Television cameras caught several Spurs players, Victor Wembanyama heading directly to the locker room. They appeared to skip the traditional post-game handshake line, a long-standing ritual of sportsmanship in the NBA playoffs. The scene left a sour taste for many who were watching. Only a few Spurs players remained on the court, like Luke Cornett, and members of the coaching staff remained on the court to congratulate the newly crowned champions. Wembanyama, after missing a final 3-point attempt, was one of the first to exit. The term "sore losers" was thrown around frequently. Some defenders of the Spurs argued that the players were simply overcome with emotion and needed a moment to themselves. Still, the image of the Spurs walking off the court stuck with people. Did the Spurs' actions diminish the Knicks' victory? Not in the record books. The moment the Knicks won the championship, New York City exploded. It was a wave of pure, unadulterated joy that washed over the entire city. Outside Madison Square Garden, a massive crowd erupted into a deafening roar. Strangers hugged, high-fived, and danced in the streets. The win united New Yorkers from all walks of life. Mayor Zohran Mamdani quickly announced a ticker tape parade on Thursday, June 18th, a fitting tribute for a team that had brought so much happiness to the city. To understand why this championship meant so much, you have to understand the soul of basketball in New York City. It is not just a sport here, it is a way of life. Madison Square Garden, often called the Mecca of basketball. The Knicks are an institution, gritty, resilient, unapologetic, backed by fans who have seen it all. First and foremost, the transcendent play of Jalen Brunson. His 45-point masterclass in Game 5 tied Michael Jordan for the third most in a finals closeout. Second, incredible resilience and defense under pressure. Third, the Nova Knicks factor. Trust and chemistry money can't buy. Finally, roster construction and coaching unlocked their full potential. The future looks bright. A clear identity, a great coach, and a proven leader. The 53-year wait is over. A new era has begun, and it looks glorious.